welcome to another edition of
What's Happening in the Mother Lode
with Sarah.
And Sarah.
And wow, I can't believe it's June.
And it's almost the middle
of June.
Which
and
is mind-boggling.
And it's going to be a scorcher.
And it was nice because like last week we just got that rain.
Yes.
It cooled down. I mowed right before the rain came.
Oh,
so we were
perfect timing.
Yeah, it's perfect timing. And it was nice because I'm like, okay, a big chunk of it's not going to be mowed again during summer, but at least it's down. But now I'm like, what else is going to pop up?
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, okay, do I need to mow one more time?
But
then fire season is on us, and you don't want anything that's going to cause a spark or anything that will expose a little piece of glass or anything like that. Yeah, so.
And it's just crazy how aware we are of it now, especially with the fires that have happened up here.
I think so, yeah.
And it's definitely the season to start preparing for fire and making sure you're ready.
Yeah, make sure you have your defensible space if you live up here and even if you don't live up here.
Yes.
Right, so now fires are everywhere.
They are everywhere.
Quite frankly.
It's like we have
places you wouldn't even think they would be, like right next to the coast. Right?
We have the 5 seasons now.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Just add fire onto that.
There you go.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So, so it's going to be a scorcher.
It is.
Let's hope it doesn't get as scorching hot as they say it will.
Yeah, hopefully, or it's quick. Hopefully it's just a quick summer and we go straight to more rain.
Yes.
And fall. But if you're by a pool or the lakes or anything like that, I mean, that's always a good thing.
Yep.
Because we do live in a perfect spot to stay cool.
If you want to, which we talked about last episode, actually. So, so this episode, actually, I'm not going to talk about anything really historic, except for the fact that people have been touring up here since pretty much as soon as the gold rush started, even before, because the caverns and the big trees and all of our wonderful natural elements in our area were discovered just about the same time as gold. So there was like these two very different types of people coming to the area for two very different types of things.
Exactly.
And in the late 1850s, there were advertisements, early 1860s actually, there are advertisements in San Francisco newspapers about tours to the gold country.
That's really cool.
Awesome. And what they would do is they would come up and they'd go through Calaveras County and stop at Murphy's, go to Calaveras Big Trees, and then usually head over to Yosemite.
Of course.
Or they would come the other way around. So, so it's just fascinating to me that people have been driving around up here,
finding all those little secret spots.
Finding all the secret spots since the 1800s.
Which is mind-boggling, especially if you go to like Big Trees, you see those pictures, and you're like, it's just crazy.
The hotel and the dancing on the stump and all of that. Yeah, it's just, you just can't even imagine. And so even today, there are a great amount of itineraries.
There are,
which is what we wanted to share with you from our visitors bureaus. So we have actually really awesome visitors bureaus in our area. We have Tuolumne County Visitors Bureau, we have Amador and Calaveras, and if you go to their websites, they have these pre-made itineraries for you to come up and explore, because sometimes when you come to an area and you're new, you're like, I have no idea where to go or what to do. And sometimes when you've been living here for a while,
you're like, what am I going to do this weekend?
What am I going to do? Where am I going to go? What's open, exactly. So we wanted to point out to you that each of the visitors bureaus have these wonderful itineraries.
Yes, they do.
That you can download, that you can look at on your phone, and they vary from different things to do, like going to the forest or wine tasting or checking out the railroads or shopping or it's pretty much museums,
a whole bunch of stuff.
Everything. So, so we just wanted to let you know that that's available for you at each of the...
And they're really cool because they're really interactive, so you can click on it and then you can pop up to, like, we're looking at visitors, our Visit Amador right now.
Yeah.
And it has the Amador Central Railroad, and you can click on it and it gives the information, right? Then their website, contact information, the hours that they're open, which is nice to know when you're planning ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. And then they have handicapped accessible places, and if you're actually camping or you have an RV, they have dump stations and that type of thing too, which is, you really want to know where these things are when you come up into the area. So, or explore it yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this kind of gives you one leg up if you're going to come up and visit, or if you live here, like we said before. Sometimes you kind of get blindsided with everyday life, and you almost forget what is around here.
Exactly.
This most definitely hones it into what you might want to do over the weekend.
Absolutely, absolutely. And the Calaveras Visitors Bureau, they've broken it down into actually like a kid-friendly vacation, family vacation, or the spring itineraries or the summer itineraries, and also outdoor recreation, and also the different towns up here. So,
which is smart, because if you're planning and you're not in town,
exactly,
who knows what's going on?
Exactly.
And what's offered during, especially if you're pre-planning like 6 months in advance.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And the seasons will change definitely up here, so that's...
Yeah. And they have dog-friendly as well, because there's a lot of dog-friendly places up here.
Yes.
There really are. And then Tuolumne too, they have, the way they've done theirs is actually following the highways, and also just exploring the county in general. So 108, they have a photographic journey, which will be really cool.
That would be really neat.
And then Highway 120, an outdoor exploration, and then obviously 49er Adventure, which runs through all 3 counties.
Which is
So you could,
a long drive, but also really cool.
yeah, yeah. And they also have, there is a spirits tour. I think it starts in El Dorado or Auburn, up in that area, and it comes down through Amador and into Calaveras, and you can stop at all the distilleries if you want to.
And that one is all digital, so
Yes,
you can do it at your own
absolutely.
time, and you just kind of, it's a little bit of a scavenger hunt, right?
Yes,
so you just
absolutely.
click it on the app, and which is really
Which
cool.
is really cool. And then Tuolumne has one for their beer. So, you know, if you have a certain thing that you really like to do or taste or whatever, you can find an itinerary for that, and it really saves you a lot of time.
And energy.
And energy.
It's one of those things, like once you know, and once it's planned out, and it helps you a little bit. It gives you just that little bit of oomph of like, okay, what's offered up here? And some of it is really well hidden, where if you didn't know...
If you didn't know it was there, you just don't know it's there.
Exactly. And it's almost like you have a little bit of a local helping you.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. And you can always, and this sounds really odd to people from out of the area, but you can always stop somebody who looks like they're local on the street and go,
they will tell you.
Where is this? Or, you know, I heard about this. And if they know, they'll tell you. They'll just stop whatever they're doing, and they'll be like, well, you take the turn here, and then you go left at the cow, and then you do this and that, and there you are. So,
exactly.
yeah, so you can always, you know, people are pretty friendly up here.
They are pretty friendly.
Yeah, yeah. So, on to the actual events.
I know, it's really does mind boggle me that we are already in June. It's almost the middle of June, and we are looking at the week of the 10th through the 16th, which is crazy.
I cannot believe.
Absolutely crazy. School is out, summer is full on, and we have a lot of events.
We do. We have a lot of events.
Which is really nice, because it does keep your summer super busy.
It does. It does.
So do you want to start with plays? Shall we start with the plays?
Yeah, so we still have a lot of the plays going on.
We have the Exit Pursued by a Bear, which is a comedy, which is always good. I love plays that can make you laugh.
Yep.
And then you walk away, and like even like a week later, you're chuckling at the joke that like was
you're like, did they really say that?
Or you go with a group of people and you start mimicking or kind of throwing the jokes back. This would be one of those plays. It's Exit Pursued by a Bear. It's in Murphy's Creek Theater. The prices are about $32 for general. Students are 26, seniors are 26, and children are 20. You can find the dates and times of when it's playing at murphycreektheater.org. And if you want a phone number to call, it's 209-728-8422, and that's for the theater in Murphy's. This is a play about a teacher, a a wife who decides to teach her abusive husband a lesson.
Yes.
So obviously, this guy deserves
some
it.
black comedy there.
Yes,
black
exactly.
comedy, for sure, for sure.
Which should be in for some barrels of laughs. So, yeah, if you want a little bit of a, I imagine it's not quite lighthearted, but I imagine it'd be fairly funny.
Comedy noir, as they say, for sure.
And then, if you're looking for something that's a little bit more family friendly, they are doing Disney's The Little Mermaid at the Sierra Reptar Theater. And that is in Columbia, so at the Fulton House Theater, and it's on the Columbia State Historic Park, which is one of those places, like we talked about before, it's stepping back in time, and if you do go on one of the days where the reenactments are happening, it really is
cool.
It really is like stepping back, and so you can bring your kids, kind of get a day of history, and then go and watch Little Mermaid.
Absolutely.
And sing along, because you know you're going to watch it.
Absolutely.
If you want more information and dates and times on that, you can go to sierrarep.org, or you can call the box office at 209-532-3120. And that one, again, it's going to be fun for everybody. It's a family fun play. And that will play from June 2nd to July 17th. So, it's a good, fun family summer play.
Yep. And then we still have Boeing actually going on at Fourth Wall Entertainment at the Metropolitan in San Andreas. It will run until June 19th, so you don't have a lot of time to see it.
And that's Father's Day weekend.
It is.
So
it is.
If you are still looking, we talked about Mother's Day planning ahead, and we got to give it out to Father's Day too, because dads are well worth it.
And there's a lot of cool stuff going on.
Really a lot of cool stuff. So if you have a jokester, this might be the play to take them to over the weekend.
Have a good laugh. So Fridays and Saturdays at 7. They have Sunday matinees at 2. There is a dinner on Fridays and Saturdays, 5:30. You have to RSVP for that. But if you are interested in tickets, it's only $15 for adults, $10 for students and senior citizens. And you can go to eventbrite.com to get those, or call 754-555-555. And again, that's in the 209.
Which is, I think that's kind of be our broadband for our plays this week.
Yeah, I think so.
But it looks like, especially with more outdoor theaters are coming up, and that we're going to have a lot more coming up. But
yeah, we are, for sure.
Do have the Angels Camp Farmers Market that is on this Friday. And
the farmers markets are starting to really starting to ramp up. Yeah, for sure.
And so you can pretty much get everything your little heart desires for your produce there, which is nice because it is all local and all very, very fresh.
Yes.
Which is really hard to find sometimes. When you go to the grocery store, and I don't know about you guys, but when you go, you have your certain grocery stores where you can almost gauge how long those produce will last.
Yeah.
But the farmers markets, you get there and it's
fresh.
It's super fresh.
Yes, absolutely.
So we have the Angels Camp Farmers Market is one of the farmers markets. If you are in Angels Camp, you can check it out. They also have a phone number, which is 209-822-8707 if you want to call and get more information. We also have the Amador Farmers Markets are happening also. So we have the Sutter Creek Farmers Market is every Saturday 9 to noon, and they go through all the way up until October 15th, and that's on Main Street. And then you have the Ione Farmers Markets, which just started in June, and that goes until July 27th, and that's every Wednesdays 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. And then the Plymouth Farmers Markets is every Thursday, and that one starts in August. So that one starts later.
A little bit later, yeah.
I mean, obviously, a lot of these are local farmers that get to all of these, and if everybody's going at once, you're out of produce. So they definitely break it up. So
yeah. And then over in Tuolumne, they have the Groveland Farmers Market, which is on Friday, June 10th, from 4 to 7. And that will go every week on Friday evenings until October, right? June 10th. Anyway, I'm like looking at this week. And then also in Tuolumne, they have the Peaceful Valley Farmers Market, and that's on the Peaceful Valley Road in Sonora, and that goes from 4 p.m. to dusk every Friday. And then I'm looking because I know There it is, Sonora Certified Farmers Market, Saturday, June 11th from 7:30 to 11:30 a.m. So that's a morning one. And that is actually on Teal and Stewart Streets in Sonora. It's right behind Washington Street, which is the main street in Old Town Sonora. And you can't miss it. They have this awesome mural for the farmers market. And that goes every week on Saturday mornings until October. So you can get your fresh veggies, fresh vegetables, fruits, all sorts of flowers, all sorts of amazing
local
things,
homegrown, baked goods, and there's also a lot of like soaps and lotions and oils that people make and bring to it. They also, a lot of them have live bands playing. They have some activities, some family fun events. So it's a whole day event. Well, half a day.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it's definitely a lot of fun for everybody.
Yep.
And I don't think I mentioned for the Angels Camp Farmers Markets, that is every Friday, 5 until sundown. So.
Yep. And then there's one more. I'm sure there's a couple that we have missed, but Murphy's Farmers Market. That is usually on Sunday mornings. I believe they start, I can't find the time. But let me actually just click out of here and go back into here from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. And that started actually last Sunday, so it continued this Sunday until October 31st. So that is actually, that'll last quite a while.
Yeah, and that's nice.
And baked goods in the morning in Murphy's.
You cannot go wrong.
No.
Get yourself a nice cup of coffee.
Yeah.
Go get yourself some produce.
Yeah.
And eat yourself a little pastry.
That's right. And then
Get me all excited.
I know. And then San Andreas has Calaveras grown. Murphy's is a Calaveras grown farmers market as well, but San Andreas has theirs Thursdays from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Until October 28th, and that's actually at the Calaveras County Government Center at the Masters Gardener Demonstration Garden. And that SNAP and EBT are actually welcome both at Murphy's and the San Andreas Farmers Market. So if you have SNAP or EBT or WIC benefits or anything like that, you can use them at these farmers markets. And I think you can at some of the others too, but you know, call them to find out about that. So the cost should not be a barrier to, you know, getting those fresh fruits and vegetables. Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Also speaking on Friday, we talked about this last week, and especially with us living where we live, we do have a lot of wildlife that is part of our family and neighbors. And the Tri-County Wildlife is doing an educational presentation at the Amador Senior Center this Friday. It's a free event open to all the
very cool.
the public.
Yeah, very cool.
And again, this is at the Amador Senior Center, which is on New York Ranch Road in Jackson. And it's the Tri-County's wildlife mission is to improve the quality of life in our region through education and public awareness of our natural wildlife. And that teaches you how to handle when an animal's sick, when an animal's not sick, what to do, especially right now, the spring just got done. We have a lot of babies out and about.
A lot of babies,
And sometimes you'll find a baby just chilling.
Yeah.
And the moms come back and they usually tell them, like, don't do anything.
For a while.
Exactly, because mom usually comes back.
Yes.
And this will give you all the training. So if you do find an owl or a fox or a deer or a possum or any of those things, who to take it to, how to handle it, when is the right time to act. So if you are interested in to learn more about our wildlife around here, it is a free event, which you can't go wrong with. You can also call the Amador Senior Center if you have any questions about time, placement, any of that stuff at 209-223-0442. And it should be a lot of fun. And it's at 1:30 this Friday.
That's very cool.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah,
it's one of those things.
Great. Yeah.
I would get attacked. Like I keep going back and forth. I'm like, ooh, I could do that. I could take care of wild animals and let it go back in the wild. And I'm like, you know what? I would name it.
Yeah, and it would be yours.
It would be mine.
Yes.
And I would be like, that crazy person with like 8 raccoons.
Exactly.
I'm like, leave my trash can as well.
For sure.
And then, speaking of more domesticated animals,
yes.
This Saturday at 9 to 12 p.m., we are doing the the rabies vaccine and microchipping clinic, and they do this once a month
at Calaveras County Animal Services with their nonprofit group Focus, which supports them. And this is a super popular event, so you need to get there early.
Or plan about if you're not going to be able to get there early.
Exactly. So
and
you're going to be in line for a little bit.
Yeah, and it's nice because what you do is you just tell them what kind of animal you have, which is a cat or dog, what you're looking to have done to your pet, and then they direct you. So if you're getting rabies, you go this way. If you're getting microchip, you go this way. You got a cat, you go this way. If you're getting both, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think they tell you to do something.
Which is really cool because it's all one and done. You can't beat the price, which is free.
Yeah, for sure.
And again, that is this Saturday, June 11th from 9 to 12 p.m. And it's right over at the Government Center in San Andreas.
Yep. And they are actually at capacity at the animal shelter. So if you are looking for a pet, a dog, I think the goats are gone.
My husband and I were looking at them like we can fit some goats.
Yeah, the goats went fast.
I can imagine.
But if you're looking for a dog or a cat,
because it's kitten season.
It's kitten season too. So go on over there and take a look at the fur babies because they are awfully cute.
You can also find a video on our channel that has some of the fur babies.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
if you're on Comcast 7 right now, at the end of the show we will have a PSA about the babies, fur babies that you can adopt that are ready for a forever home because everybody deserves a loving home.
Absolutely.
And I know that our Amador shelter here, or not Amador, but our Calaveras animal shelter here is absolutely amazing.
Yeah,
and so is
they
the
do a great
Amadors
job.
and everyone. And if you do have any questions or you're looking for, make sure to reach out to them because they
have
would
a
love
lot
to help
of
you.
great information too about like how to take care of your pets in the winter, how to take care of them in the summer,
and if there's an emergency,
or a disaster, what do you do with them? And some of us have go kits, in case something happens, and make sure you prepare one for your pets as well.
And you would never know because it's just like a human. If you think about it in aspect, you have medicine, you have needs, you have food. All of that. And then speaking of food, if you are looking to help out any of your shelters, it's always a good idea to donate if you are able to. Food is always welcome
for sure.
Money if you do want to, in which you can get a tax write-off if you're a business.
Yes.
And you're looking to help. So those are always a great spot
for sure.
to invest your time and energy.
Yeah.
So, that's our spill about our babies.
Little baby, fur babies.
You can't tell we don't love it.
Exactly. So, on to one of our very cool events that happens every year is actually up in Murphy's on both actually Saturday and Sunday, and that is at Ironstone Vineyards. They are having their Ironstone Wine and Art Festival, and it is so cool up there. If you've never been to Ironstone, they have done a wonderful job with their winery. And this is it is a art festival that showcases 50 artists and different mediums. So not just not just like paintings, but also ceramics and other media, jewelry, wearables, and the whole 9 yards. Really, they have music and food and wine. And free admission.
You can't go wrong there.
No, not at all.
No, you cannot go wrong.
And then free parking as well. So that is Saturday and Sunday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Out there, you go on 6 Mile Road outside of Murphy's. It's like 1 minute.
It doesn't take too long.
Not at all. And again, if you get lost, ask somebody.
They will help you for sure.
They will tell you where to go. And also, this actually just started, Ironstone, they just started this last weekend. I found out about it after we actually filmed the show. They are starting to have helicopter rides
Oh, that's
on
exciting.
the winery, where they take off from the winery and you get to see all of the wonderful, beautiful countryside.
Which I imagine is a completely different view for
Oh,
anybody.
Absolutely. So you
So-
see the vineyards, you see the rolling hills. I mean, you see everything.
Man.
So go to their website to find out more about that. My understanding is that it will continue on the weekends.
I hope it does,
don't
because
believe
that
they're-
sounds really neat.
it
You can get a train ride and a helicopter
and
ride.
a helicopter ride, absolutely. And what I find is fascinating, is that there's a market for it now.
There are, yes.
Whereas years ago, you didn't really have a market for helicopter rides in Calaveras County or Amador or Tuolumne.
No.
But now you do.
Well, yeah, because everybody wants a new perspective on especially what's around.
Oh yeah, and
And-
it's to see it from the air is
It's
beautiful.
a completely different ballgame.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
So remember, that's going on as well.
that's going to be a lot of fun.
That'll be
That
very
makes me
cool.
like,
Yeah.
ooh, wait a minute. Smiles presents FM on the Green, which is a concert series for the 2022. This has been going on since May, but this June 11th, they have the Joint Chiefs. In R&B blues band is playing, and this is going to. There's no cover charge. All shows start at 6 and goes to 8:30.
And that's
You bring a chair.
Yeah, Forest Meadows Golf Course. Yeah.
Mhm. And so just a heads up, some bands are subject to change without notice, just with everything that's going on.
Yeah,
so COVID,
sometimes,
things like
yeah,
that. So,
yeah.
but most of the time they stick to it. And again, this is in Murphy's. It's located 4.5 miles east of Murphy's on Highway 4. You can check out their website at forestmeadowgolfcourse.com if you want more information. They also have a whole series going on. So this isn't the only weekend where they're going to have a band out there on the green. So
Yeah, and the concert season is
it's
really
here. And it's nice
starting.
because you can
Yeah.
get through the day all hot and miserable, and then you can go sit on outside in
a
these
nice, beautiful,
warm,
warm
look at the stars, look
ambiance,
at some
summer
music,
evenings. Yeah,
mingle, do all that fun jazz,
Yeah.
and not be miserable with the hot sun.
exactly.
Unless you're next to water.
And there is a concert second Saturday after 8 in Coffle Park in Sonora. And it is, let me see, it is after 8 o'clock, free music each second Saturday from June until October. And this Saturday, the Star Dogs will be playing.
Ooh, nice.
And admission is free. You just go out there. It's from 8 to 10 p.m. Bring a little picnic and just enjoy the environment. Really,
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
right there in historic Sonora. So it's very, very cool.
It's nice, and especially if you, it's all of these places that are doing these parks, music in the park kind of events, they're beautiful.
Yeah.
They are gorgeous places. You can just relax. It kind of takes you out of your everyday elements.
Yes, absolutely.
And it's magical, really is. We just need the fireflies and make it a little bit more
Make it a little bit
magical.
more.
But other than that,
Other than that, we're
good.
We're good. And then actually attached to that, the concert there is actually the second Saturday art. I was just trying to squeeze
Oh, no, you're
that
good,
in. Because otherwise I'd be like going back and forth and back and forth. So this is actually from 5 to 8 o'clock, and the merchants in historic downtown Sonora open their doors.
Very cool.
You can wander in and out, and then that stops at 8 o'clock and you go to the concert. So again, that's free, and from 5 to 8 p.m.
Nice.
So there's a lot of cool things. Like you said, all we
crazy.
need are the fireflies.
all we need,
yeah.
and then we're in a Hallmark movie
Yeah.
at that point. And someone's finding romance.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So another music in the park is Andreas Wines is doing Friday evening music on the patio. This is on Shenandoah Road in Plymouth. And so they have one this Friday, Friday, June 10th. It's from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. And you can also go to their website at www.andaswines.com if you want more information. They have groove and swing to live music on the patio featuring the Tritones. They have delicious bluestone pizza available for purchase. And of course, they have glass or bottled wines for purchase also. So you just bring yourself a comfy chair, which at this point, I think you should just have a comfy chair in the back of your car.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You just go around to all these different events. But so there is another music in the park. And then we have, that's June 17th. I'm not going to go there. That's a little bit farther.
Yeah, there's so much to do that I think
there is.
We want to tell you about things that are going to be coming up, but not as much as we used to, because we're in like the season where it could take us 5 hours to
exactly.
get
We're
through
finding
everything.
more and more and more things.
And we're well aware that we go a little longer than most, than most entertainment groups. So,
so also on Friday is, we've talked about this before, if you do have some littles, they have the Messy Mornings Learning Through Play, which is put on by the First Five. These are safe organizations where you can bring your kids and they can meet friends. You as a parent can make friends with other parents.
Which is awesome.
And it's just a safe, fun, exciting place to be. And so they have Messy Mornings. This weekend it's Dress for Mess. It's from 10:30 to 12 p.m. So Friday. They happen every Friday. And it goes through the summer.
Yep.
So yeah.
And also remember that at our libraries, they often have story time as well. I know Calaveras County Library, every Wednesday at 10:30, I believe it is, they have story time for the kids.
They do, yeah.
And it's just wonderful. They have activities and they dance and they sing, and it's just a great place to meet with other parents, with your littles, and it's just wonderful.
It's nice, and especially when you go into it knowing it's an event for littles, that stress is kind of like washed off for you.
It is, because you don't have to worry about them being a little active.
Yeah, because it's expected and it's made for them.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's nice, and especially when you are a parent, especially if you've just moved up here and you don't have a community yet.
Yes.
These are great places where you can find your community, because I do know a lot of our friends are made through our kids.
They are.
Your kids grow together and then you make great friends. So these little groups are really neat. And
they're wonderful.
Wonderful, yeah. And then, of course, we have another, thank God it's Friday, free summer music series, which is the Amador Arts Council is putting on. This is every Friday from 6 to 8 p.m. And it is all ages are welcome, so bring a picnic, beverage, chairs, and good vibes. And it is, where is this? This is going to be at, I find the location. Where is this? Do you know where it's at?
I think it's at Terradora. Oh, wait,
is it? Okay.
There it is. Triple Thread at Howard Park.
Oh, Howard Park. Okay, so they move around. That's what was confusing me. So you have to look at the schedule, because this is not stationary.
No, it's not.
So that is a good thing to know, because I was thinking it was always in one spot. So June 10th, it's a Triple Threat at Howard Park, which is in Ione. Howard Park is in Ione. So so they bounce around all over Amador County.
And then Calaveras County has started their music and the free music in the parks, and that's actually on Wednesdays. Their first one is June 15th, so it's next week from 6:30 to 8 p.m.
Nice.
And the very first one will be at the Jenny Lind Veterans Memorial Park, which is a really cool park, actually, if you've never been there. That's in Valley Springs. And it's country swing and hillbilly jazz by those Windburn Brothers.
Ooh,
so
that's a cool name.
Yeah, it is. So if you have any questions, call the Arts Council 209-754-1774. And again, free to attend. But both of these, the Arts Council and Amador as well, they do pass around the hat. So if you have a little extra bucks, little dollars to donate to keep the concerts going, think about doing that. But it is wonderful. Go out there, take your picnic, take your portable chair, and just have a really great time.
And then if you have any golfers in your life, Upcountry 88 Lions Club is doing a golf tournament June 11th at Mace Meadows Golf Course. This is in Pioneer, California. It's $75 per player, which includes golf cart and lunch, 8 a.m. check-in, so it's a little bit early. They have a 9 a.m. scramble shotgun start, and then a 1 p.m. lunch and awards. And it's $17 for non-members if you just want to go watch the awards and eat some lunch.
Yeah.
And there's a silent auction. The contest is $300 plus for first place team.
That's not bad.
Not bad at all. And this benefits the community services and scholarships for the
so that's a really good
Lions
cause.
Club.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you dust off those golf clubs if you haven't yet.
Yeah, for sure. And then over in Jamestown, actually, on Saturday is a photographic event. Apparently, it is, let's see, there's a certain engine. Let me see if I can find it. Sierra number 28. I knew that I would. And this is at Railtown 1897, which is actually a California State Park as well. This is the 100th birthday of Sierra Railway locomotive number 28, and they are celebrating that with a Sierra number 28 photo special.
That's cool.
So it is from 4:30 to 8:30 p.m. Ticket price is $65 per person, but the photos that you get at these events are
they're amazing.
priceless. They are absolutely amazing. And that's about the time the sun is setting. So it's in that golden hour. So the photos that you'll get are phenomenal. So all you have to do is check out Railtown 1897 State Historic Park, Google them, or you can call 209-984-3953. And I'm going to bounce off of this and just say I know Preston Castle is going to be having their photographic day pretty soon as well. So we'll let you know when that's coming up.
Cool. I've done that one.
Have you done that one?
And it is amazing because they open it up.
Yeah.
And you bring your photographer or you bring your camera, and then you bring your artist or your model if you want a model.
Okay.
And you have other photographers running around doing. And you start mingling and you start building these relationships, especially if you're a photographer. I mean, those go a long way.
They do.
And you can't beat the background.
No, you can't. And a lot of these places you can't get in there.
No.
Except on these certain days. So it's important to keep that in mind. But the one in Jamestown sounds amazing.
It really does. And then also in Fiddletown on Saturday, June 11th, they have an opening festivals. And it's to celebrate the Chinese heritage of Fiddletown.
Oh, cool.
And it's the reopening the Cha Chi Store Museum on Saturday.
I've been working on that for years.
Yeah, so it's finally opening, and it's from noon to 4 p.m. So you travel back in time with the interior tours of the 1950s rammed earth building, which began as a Chinese medical herb store and served as a home for its Chinese residents through 1965.
Wow.
Which is amazing. So they have festivals in the adjoining park featuring a custom Chinese wedding tea ceremony at 12:30, 1:30, and 2:30. And then they have some Tai Chi going on and some Chinese gambling house and Chinese general stores, which was all part of Fiddletown's vibrant
history.
Chinatown, yeah.
In fact, I can't remember his name right now, but the original doctor who started that original medicinal shop with Chinese herbs, he was an actual trained doctor. He not only treated the people in Fiddletown, but he also was the doctor for the governor as well. So he treated sort of the upper echelon in Sacramento as well and would go back and forth.
That's really
between
cool.
Fiddletown and Sacramento. I wish I could remember his name, but look it up. It is a fascinating history, and like so many stories, those stories don't get told very often.
No, they don't.
And now in this era that we're in, it's wonderful because they're being told.
They are being told,
yes.
And you get museums where you can go and walk through and experience
it.
Because that was not an easy life.
No, not at all. Not for anybody.
No, not for anybody,
frankly.
especially for someone who wasn't born and raised here.
Yes.
And coming in and like the stories that you've told before, how much they were gypped out of things, how they were treated poorly, and how they even survived. And there's a lot of heroicism to what they had to endure and how strong of people and culture they are. Yeah,
absolutely. And they were coming from at that time it was just around the Opium Wars over in China, so they were coming from a place that was even worse. It was almost like the potato famine in Ireland, and they were coming from a place that was worse, so they endured so much, and they were successful.
They were, but a lot of life was lost also.
Oh, yeah,
and
absolutely.
forgotten, which is even, I mean, it's heartbreaking if you think about how tragic it really was.
Yeah, absolutely.
Speaking on a lighter note,
And there's a lot of stories out there. We'll get to those stories too, but there's a lot of cool historic stories.
There really is, and a lot of it is just heartwarming.
It's very
and
uplifting that different nationalities would help each other out. And we're kind of led to believe that didn't happen that much, but I think it happened a little more than people think.
Yes.
So we'll drip those out to you as we go along. But I think that's very cool. They finally got it open.
It's really cool, and it's in Fiddletown.
Yes.
Which again, if you're looking for a small town that has its own
huge
vibe,
character,
Fiddletown is one of them.
And you can always go to Shenandoah Valley before or afterwards.
Exactly, and there's plenty of events to coexist with what you're doing.
Absolutely.
And then Amador Central Railroad has a railroad car rides going on, which is $10 per person, and it's this Saturday, June 11th, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. So you take a ride on the historic Amador Central Railroad in Ione, and they do it's a 6-mile round trip on a vintage rail car in Amador's rolling foothills. So you get to just sit back and look at the beautiful view. And it leaves from Lane Station, located 1.5 miles south of Ione on Highway 104. And this happens the second Saturday of each month, all the way through November. Cool. So if you miss it this weekend, you have it. Not next weekend.
There's a lot of stuff going on this
There
weekend.
really are. And the tickets begin at 9:30, and it runs until it leaves at 10, 12, and 2 p.m. So no reservations are offered.
Oh, cool.
So you show up, hop on, and enjoy your trip.
And then also this Saturday, 1 to 4, Gold Rush Days is continuing to take place at Columbia State Historic Park, which is another amazing town that just takes you straight back into time,
it's really
the
crazy.
1800s. And you can try your luck at the gambling tables or walk on the boardwalk just to see, what it was like back then. And it just is such a wonderful place to go. So this happens on the second Saturday of every month from 1 to 4. Admission is free.
I love it.
And it ends in December. So the docents all dress up in period costumes. They have their museum. They have an amazing hearse there.
They really do. you don't think of
you don't think of those things.
Like the growth of that industry, but it's definitely grown a lot.
Yeah, we could make a whole show on that one. So if you happen to be over that way, stop in at Columbia State Historic Park.
Yeah, and again, it's like stepping back in time. And if you have youth, it is the best historic class you can do, especially over summer when there is no classes going on. It's nice to kind of be like, okay, we're going to learn something new today.
Yes, absolutely.
So on not so much of a fun note, but of a necessity note, Amador County is doing a tire mattress drop-off and e-waste collection event. So if you have some tires, some mattresses, and e-waste, so electronics, so telephones, computers, TVs that are broken or not being used, you can drop them off from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. on June 11th. And this is going to be at, where is this? At the Airport Road in Jackson. So you just it just says follows the signs to the gravel lot. So this is also next to their animal shelter. So if you are looking for a fur baby, as we talked before, you can always just pick one up on your way out.
Absolutely.
And it's a free tire disposal for Amador County residents. So the rims of the tire are not accepted, and the tire dimensions must be less than 40 inches, so no big commercial or business tires. And it's 9 waste tires per vehicle, so per trip maximum. So if you're making multiple trips, I think you can bring more, but for one trip, it's only 9 tires. Yeah. And then the mattress, if you want more information, go to amadorgov.org, or you can give them a call at 209-223-6429, and this is put on by the Amador County Waste Management Department. So not fun, but
necessary,
needed.
very necessary. So I think I'm about to go into Father's Day. So
Yes.
did you have another event?
Okay, so bingo is happening this weekend at the Amador Senior Center. So that's from 11 to 4 p.m. this Saturday. It is, they have an early bird game that starts at 11:45. And it happens every second Saturday of the month. So again, if you miss it this Saturday, in 2 weeks you have another event. You can give them a call at 209-223-0442 if you want more information. The Amador and Calaveras Senior Center is always doing something amazing and fun.
They do. They really do.
Are really cool. And that is the last bit I have for this month, or this week.
This week. Okay.
So I'm getting into
the
Father's
next
Day
week.
too.
Yeah. So we did want to mention, I think there was one other event. I just saw you scroll through it for Father's Day, or maybe I scrolled through it myself, but I did want to mention the Father's Day fly-in at Columbia Airport. That has been an annual event for as long as I can remember, which is quite a while.
It's really cool.
And it's so cool. They have so many airplanes that you can go check out. They have food, and they also, you're able to actually buy a ticket and ride in some of these antique planes. And it
Which
is
is
not very
amazing.
expensive. Exactly. So they bring their historic aircraft, and they really enjoy explaining and educating people on the aircraft and what they did. And some of them are warplanes, some of them are passenger planes. It's so cool out there. And that is on June 18th. And let me see if I can find a time for you. It's out there at the Columbia Airport, and it is, as they're saying, this year actually admission is free for 2022.
Which
typically it is not free.
Go wrong.
Yeah, so you can go to fathersdayflyin.org to find out more information. And like I said, typically it is not free, and it just is a really awesome event.
My father loves flying.
Does he?
Yeah, he did flying lessons, and then he ended up getting a little bit into a pickle, and he ended up being like, I don't want to die today. So he never picked it up again. But he loves flying, so this would definitely be an event that I would love to take my dad to.
Yeah, and it's because it's at the airport, it's flat, right?
Yeah.
So
if you do have people who are
handicapped or mobility challenged, they can do that. And they said, actually, this year, a tethered hot air balloon rides will be available.
That's really cool.
Wow.
So they have a whole bunch going on. So plan ahead, you guys. Father's Day. Fathers deserve it. So plan ahead. This would be an awesome event.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And then let me see if I can find the other one, because there was another one that was going on. Maybe I can't find it.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
I thought it was in Amador. I guess we have to look for that.
Yeah, which we have a week.
Year. Yeah, for next year. It might actually be in. Oh, you know what? I saw it, and there it is. It is in Amador. Did you talk about this already?
No, I have not talked about this one, no.
Yeah. This is the Plymouth Cowboy Campfire fundraiser, and that's on June 18th from 5 to 10 p.m. at the Amador County Fairgrounds, and it looks so cool.
It's really
for
cool.
Father's Day. So it's a cowboy campfire experience with the Old West Trio and Ron Schofield playing, and they're really wonderful musicians, and it includes a famous chuck wagon dinner with all the Trimmins, axe throwing, cornhole competition, dessert auction. I don't know what that is.
I don't know. It sounds amazing though.
But it sounds interesting. So it's from 5 to 10 p.m., $60 per person, and you can go to the PlymouthCowboyCampfire.com to find out more information. And so it is just, it's very, very cool.
It is, and I mean, dads we talked about Mother's Days and how much mothers do for the family.
Yeah.
And how important they are.
Yeah.
And as a mother, I truly appreciate that, and I am important, so I know that. But fathers are just as important.
They are,
and
in a different way.
In a different way,
Yeah.
and they do deserve being
the recognition.
in planning ahead. And getting the day out and enjoying themselves.
I totally agree. I think
And there's so many cool events that happen around, which we're going to get to more next week because Father's Day is already here.
Not
next
too
week.
far away.
No.
Not too far away. So those are two things to look out for, and there's going to be a lot more too. So make sure you tune in next week and go make your list.
I know. It's crazy
Yes,
how much you have.
absolutely.
And again, if you do need help, you can go to our visitor bureaus for the Mother
the
Lode.
websites,
And they will help you figure out what you're looking to do, especially if you're new around here or you're
Absolutely.
not from here.
Absolutely.
It's a great place to start. And
Yeah.
if you are looking for a fur baby, which we're going to mention again, stay
absolutely.
tuned.
Stay tuned. You'll be able to see just a few of them that are up for adoption.
And they're so cute.
They're
so
adorable.
cute. If I was able to, I think I'd
You
adopt
did
them all.
adopt everything, yeah.
Yeah, I would just be ran over by dogs.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, cats.
So remember that, and we'll see you again next week on what's happening in the Mother Lode. Bye-bye.
Bye.